And KFUM Orebro with a nice break for a 2-0 lead in a international matchup of Lithuanian DTS, Drop That Smile, and KFUM Orebro on Rigas Rudens from the bringing to you the games from the stadium hall. We're streaming the games all day. We're glad if you were watching that. And yeah, once again, an exciting matchup. Both are powerhouses of their own countries. We see a few Eurostars, of course, on the field. We see Barbora Kundelite on the number 7 with DTS, and we also see Sara Ekland, currently not on the field, but also a fellow Eurostar. And yeah, that should be a very, very hot match. We've just came out with I think a penultimate game of Pool D in men's division, but of course right now the whole negotiation and the whole talk is about women's division, which is going to be very hotly contested, and DTS are on the board with that very difficult reception in the end zone for Barbora Kundelite in the end zone. Not an easy grab, that is for sure, but she held on to it really well. And we are continuing the action here from Ogre. From Ogre, from 3 locations, as I have mentioned in the previous games. It's an exciting day. I mean, it's a bit stormy outside, but if you're staying inside and playing indoor ultimate, you do not care. Just like Viktorsson does not care throwing these blades and these hammers for her receiver for another score. It is 3-1 at the moment for Örebro, for the Swedish team. And number 26 there with the goal, Erlandsson, Malin Erlandsson. Reznikaitė is going to field that pull, which lands just a little bit short, and then Liepa, juggling motion for Liepa Linkovičiūtė there, but manages to hold on to the disc, made that particular reception exciting. Look at that scuba, that was amazing. Petrauskaitė there with the disc just on the end zone line, but elects to go backwards, and now Petrovaitė asking for some options, and unfortunately throws that away. Yeah, Petrovaitė was under quite a lot of pressure there near the end zone, and was asking for something that did not really happen for DTS. Regardless, Örebro is going to pick it up. Also don't really have many options, but finally finds a reset over there to Oda Holmlund. Also one of the superstar players, of course, of the Swedish Ultimate. We do see her quite a lot playing outdoor. But unfortunately, yes, there was a throwaway and a turnover. So DTS once again on the end zone line. A blade and a reset, but looks like nobody was running for that particular disc. And Örebro is going to pick that up and go the other way, and they will have a fairly short field. Of course, throwing from one side to another is not really a problem, as you've seen in the previous games. Not so hard to throw from one side to another. And Undergard is... Oh, sorry. Apologies. That was Arensmeier. So far, Arensmeier is working behind, but now finds Erlandsson into the end zone for fairly easy score there for Orebro. And Orebro getting ready to pull. Underguard with that pull. DTS is fielding Petrovaita with the disc. Nice inside break for Kundalita there. Kundalita can't really find anything. Goes back to Petrovaita. And Petrovaita with a long shot, but that is taken away by Viktorsson. Orebro going the other way. Viktorsson with the disc. Finds Sara Eklund. Then back to Viktorsson and into the end zone for another score. Very quick point for Orebro, but DTS needing to work for that. Malin Erlandsson with that reception. Yeah, nice isolation there. And she manages to get free in the end zone without any problems. Orebro, another pull. DTS receiving. Kundalita with the disc after a few passes from her teammates. Now Reznikaita to Žvirblita. Žvirblita throwing a hammer into the end zone for Kundalita, and Kundalita, who needs a pivot? Who needs to get up? No, you don't need to. When you have Reznikaita completely alone in the end zone, you need to just release the disc into her hands. And whoa, yeah, exciting stuff from from Kundalita in that point. And Orebro with a relatively short roster, actually. I think they only have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 players. So, yeah. Looks like you don't really need a lot more if you're playing like they play. Not entirely sure. They may have been in the finals last year, so I honestly do not remember. If you do know, do let me know in the live chat who was actually in the end, who was actually in the finals of the previous edition. But I do remember that it was a very, very exciting and very hotly contested match. Of course, we are going to move to the final stages of the tournament tomorrow, and we're going to bring you the games from the arena, which is going to be a beautiful venue and some very exciting games as we're going to get to the business end of the tournament, of course. For now, we are still in pool play, so Pool W. So the women's division is going to play everyone against everyone, and I think the top two are going to play for the first place, and then there are 7 teams, so then the middle two are going to play for third and fourth, then 5th and 6th is going to be played, of course, accordingly, and the team that will finish the pool in the 7th is going to have to settle for that, if I remember correctly. And whoa, a run-through block there on your screens for Oda Homlong. She's gonna pick up another defensive point for herself, and Orebro are going to have a very short field to work with, and possibly another quick point for them. We've got 6-2 on the board right now, so quite a lot of breaks for Orebro, and that is another one. So Arenmeyer to, I think it was Homlong, so Oda Homlong with double happiness in this point, of course, so a defense and a score. A great point. and a very nice run-through block for Homlong. Unger guard, once again, getting ready to pull. Gonna send that into a little bit too high for the receiver, so DTS is going to start on the brick mark. Going to have a slightly shorter field to work with. I mean, the throws are not the problem, but the communication, I feel like, for DTS is lacking a little bit, so they are throwing that away on quite a lot of occasions. See Vaichulita there with the disc, also a long-standing player for DTS, and a long shot, and Julia Petrovaite with that. No, apologies, I think that was Gintare Petrovskaite with the score. And yeah, DTS are still in this game, I feel like. We've had a few games of the runs. We've seen a 4-0 game, then it was equalized to 4-4, so not everything is lost. If you want to watch that, do have a look at the previous game of pickup against NXT. It was quite an intense game, quite an interesting one though, either if you're a player or if you are an observer. We've got Orebro right now on the offense, so their offensive line is getting a bite at the disc. Jaklund with the disc into the end zone, pinpoint throw, amazing shot, and Sara Jaklund for I think that was number 9, Vendela Viktorsson, for another point. Yeah, nice shot by Jaklund. DTS, I think they are still in this game. However, it's only 3 points for Orebro to win it. As we know, the games are really quick. They're coming at us thick and fast. But we still got quite a few games to play, of course. Next up, we're going to have the powerhouse of Latvia, Salaspils. I'm curious how they're going to adapt from playing on the beach just a couple weeks ago. But for now, Žvirblita with the disc finally finds Petrovaite, but needing to go back. Petrovaite, high stall count situation, throws a hammer, and great reception for Gintare Petrovskaite. Reznikaite with the disc now, needs something. Petrovaite finds Petrovskaite behind, but Petrovaite going with the hammer, but looks like Reznikaite was maybe on a misstep, and once again that disc is hitting the floor, the hard floor of Ogre Stadium Hall. Lindborg, one hammer, two hammer. How many hammers are we gonna have in this point? No, this time it's a blade. Oh no, a flat throw, boring. A hammer, there we go, that's what I'm talking about. Great shot there. Aaron Meyer, apologies, excuse me, to a mysterious receiver. We are going to find out who that is. Number 654, it looks like. Homlong, of course. How could I not recognize her? My apologies. Orebro, another great pull. Reznikaite and Petrovaite are moving the disc around with a bit of a give-go. Now, Kulikauskaite was with the disc. She's one of the newer player on the DTS side. I've seen her internationally on a few hats. Yeah, I think she's coming along pretty well. So now earning her spot on the DTS side. Petrovaite. Now a high shot for Kulikauskaite. Back to Petrovaite. Petrovaite to Kundelite. into Gaube. Back to Petrauskaite. Petrauskaite once again asking for something, but goes back to Gaube. And I think the defensive presence was just enough there of Angergaard, and unfortunately Reznikaite could not come down with that disc. Maybe she just lost the view of it, and unfortunately it is a drop. And Orebro now just going side to side to side to side, and then we're gonna have Angergaard, who's gonna just pick that disc up and throw it into the end zone for a very nice hammer score. Yep, perfect shot, nicely weighted, and home long, another point for her. How many points that it has been already? It's a very good question, but it's been quite a lot, that is for sure. 10-3 is the score at the moment. Looks like a timeout has been called by Orebro. We're gonna take a quick timeout ourselves in the commentary and production booth, and gonna be back with you in a minute. Too far for Kundalita, unfortunately. I think that throw was a little bit too hot from Petrauskaite. And Orebro are looking at finishing this particular game, but no, off the fingertips of Renström. I did not see her on the field just yet. I think she has been on the field a few points, but not many, maybe not many touches. And DTS now knocking on the doorstep and saying, no, it is not over. We still want another point. We still want to delay that. Two Eurostars defending each other. Jeklund got really close to it, but Kundalita got one better. And yeah, nice hand slap of Kundalita and Jeklund in the middle of the field, unfortunately off the shot. But that shot was not on for Reznikaite. Maybe a little bit too high, a little bit too much pressure, and Liepa there, Linkovičiūtė with nice pressure, and that pass from Erlandsson was a little bit too deep, and a bit of a throwaway. DTS gonna pick that up. I think Žvirblita was the disc, if I'm not mistaken, but too far for Petrauskaite, just completely away for her. And it's gonna be another throwaway, unfortunately. We're gonna be once again in a situation where it all can be over with just one pass, and looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. So number 24, Lisa Arenmeyer, with that winning goal, and Not entirely sure who threw that, but yeah, very nice point, very nice game. Maybe not the most exciting score line of 11-3, but still great to see some international indoor ultimate in the halls of Ogre in Latvia for Rigas Rudens. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. Next up, we are going to bring you Salaspils FK Frisbija clubs against Ultimate Saku for a nice international matchup of a home team and a house powerhouse against the Estonians. Don't go anywhere, stay with us.